Cole, where do we start?
Oh, man.
It's I honestly thought on Sunday we were going to be talking about, honestly, your guys' like signature win under this regime. And it certainly looked like that for a long time. You guys played really, really well for most of the game. But as we were just talking about before the show, in the NFL, it's really about finishing and really those last 5 minutes. And unfortunately, just went the other way.
Yeah, I mean, we played really good football, I thought, for 56 minutes. And, sure, there was some plays and some moments there throughout the game that we could have done better. You look back in the first half and we get those two initial turnovers. We don't get any points. That kind of comes to bite you at the end a little bit there. So, but you look at those things and, I think in terms of like time of possession and, defense doing what they did and the way we were able to run the ball and, being effective enough in the pass game, we did some really good things. But in this league, it comes down to the end. And when you're playing really good football teams like the Lions are this year, and, they're a top NFL football team, they're going to find ways to get back in the football game. And it's easy to come back. It's just boom, boom, here and there. They get a quick drive and score 7, and then they come back and do it again. And now all of a sudden you're down. And, we still had an opportunity. There were 30 seconds left and 2 timeouts to get in field goal range. But, that's what these games come down to. And if we want to be a premier team in the league, we got to win games like that.
Were you in the moment where you're thinking when you guys are up 6 and it's a 4th and 1, you guys are kicking to go up 9, is where we're thinking, hey, I'd love to be aggressive right here, and or the other field goal to go up 12? We're thinking let's go for it. Guys always want to do that. That's not. I'm not even.
Yeah. So the one, the 4th and inches one was when we were up 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I like going to make it a 2-score game. That's just how I feel on it. That our defense was playing well at that point, and you now force them to score twice on you in order for them to take the lead. And so I was all for it there. And then, honestly, I was for the to go up 12 there too. Now you force them to score 2 touchdowns. And, some of it is like, hey, at the end of the day, down the stretch, they made plays and we didn't. And that's why they won the game. And, credit to them. I felt like, we really put it on them the whole game. And, their side of the ball, those guys, they stayed really resilient, and they were just able to claw, stay in the game, and make plays down the stretch, and that's why they won the game.
Cool. When you're obviously the game didn't go the way you wanted, but I think there's this narrative going around that the team maybe doesn't trust Justin Fields down the stretch. You look at the 3rd and 7; it was just a run to Roschon Johnson. Are there, for you, what do you say to those people? Like they don't that Justin Fields, they don't trust him.
Well, I look at this scenario, and if you look at the plays on tape, and sure, those are running situations there. They have their 3 timeouts, and you're approaching the 2-minute warning, and you're trying to make them use their timeouts while also getting yards. And you look back on the tape. I mean, it's a very similar situation, actually, what happened in Carolina. We ran the ball twice and then throw the ball on 3rd down, and we made a play. The difference here is we ran the ball twice, and we just didn't make the play at the end. So I don't think those discussions are happening if we make the play there on 3rd down, or if we if we ID correctly on some of the run players and make the right, hit the right hole or whatever it may be. So those conversations aren't being had, but because of the result, I think those things tend to come up, and that just kind of is what it is.
Were you the second option on the bomb to Scott? I'm watching back that play. You're getting knocked around out there.
Yeah, no. So really, we're trying to get the ball with DJ there. The safety triggers. Tyler's an alert. So you're not really thinking they're going to give that to you, but he pops open, and obviously Justin makes the right read there. My job there, I'm trying to almost set a rub for DJ and for Mooney. Mooney's kind of crossing on the other. He's the other option there. So I'm trying to find a guy to maybe pick or something and kind of disrupt there, and then really get on my route. I'm really the 3rd option of the 3, but when we get the look where that safety triggers down onto DJ, we're going to take that alert shot all day.
Yeah, because it looked like a mesh concept, and it honestly, that safety did a really good job, because if he doesn't drive hard on DJ, that's wide open for probably the game. And so the way Justin's reading that is the safety comes down, then you throw it over the top, and honestly, I thought it was a good ball.
Great ball. Yeah, no, and I felt when you line up and you see the play, I was like, oh, we're gonna get this first down here with DJ. You're not really accounting for the safety. Me and Mooney aren't really accounting for the safety when we're trying to set our rubs and really get through the defense. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they did a good way of taking that away, forcing Justin to go over the top, and that's not obviously a super high percentage throw, but one that we can definitely make.
So a theory I've had with Justin, and a lot of this honestly just comes from seen it on TV sometimes. But when I feel like he thrives off his own swagger sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you feel that? So
yeah,
I guess I had less of a problem with the plays that were run when you're just trying to get that first down to ice the game at the end. And really the series before, when you kick the field goal to make it 12, when he went on that scramble and he got up and he did that dance he did and everything, like those are the moments where I like, at least as somebody watching on TV, that's where I'm like, because like here comes Justin. Like Justin's gonna do something big here, and like that was the moment where I just wanted, I don't know, let's let him make a play here, like put the game in his hands, because I feel like just watching him over the course of his career, when he gets that kind of look in his eyes and you see him, that hard signal for a first down, or he gets up dancing, like that's when he starts to really build some momentum for himself and you see him take off.
Yeah, well, I think first and foremost, Justin's a football player, and I think when we can get him involved in the game, and I don't even know if he noticed this, but I notice it when I'm in the huddle with him, and second play of the game, we run him, and I feel like those are the things that gets him in the game.
That was a cool play, by the way.
Oh yeah, it was great. Yeah, I was able to seal off or get on the edge, and he's not able to get knocked around too much, but it kind of just gets him in the game. You know what I mean? And you can feel that in the huddle from him, and I don't even know if he notices that, but I feel like once you get him involved in the game like that, and you get him running a little bit and using his legs, he feels more involved. I feel like you see more confidence in him in the pass game as a result. So, I thought he was great the other day in terms of run the football was awesome. That was kind of some of the, really good stuff that we saw last year kind of come back. And, I know he was probably feeling pretty fresh after his layoff there, and, executing on third downs, obviously that ball to DJ was awesome, and he played well throughout the whole game, so that was really cool to see.
Not your decision at all, but would you say that's more of how the offense is going to be run, or is it more like this is the game plan, best way to beat the Lions?
I think, well, philosophically, I think we want to be a run first team, in terms of showing our physicality, and especially with where we are, when you look at us in the division, and how teams are personnel in the division, and then going down the stretch here late in the season, realistically, we know in this division that if you want to make a playoff push at the end, you got to be able to run the ball in November, December, and early January. That's how you're going to get into the playoffs, and those are the games that mean the most there at the end of the stretch there. So, I think you can hope to expect to see that more often with Justin. Getting him on the run. I just feel like with him as a player, opens up a lot of things for everyone else, and it gets him in the flow of the game more for sure.
Yeah. Now, Cole, obviously with running Justin Fields, he's more susceptible to some hits. Rewatching that, Alex Anzalone, it seemed like there were some times where Justin wasn't maybe too happy with some of the things that are happening after the whistle or some of the hits. Did you just see anything in terms of like how it was being officiated in terms of late hits on Justin that maybe some other quarterbacks would get, and maybe Justin just wasn't on Sunday?
Yeah, well, it's tough with Justin because he is a runner so often. I think that's what makes it hard for the officials. Now, there's some of the plays that I thought were pretty egregious, if you're asking me. There was one where he's doing, basically like a read option off the end, pulls it, and I think he gets cleared out through the white. It looks he's already out of bounds and he's getting hit, and I was surprised that one wasn't called. Then there's some other plays where he's clearly down sliding or already on the ground, and you got guys going for his head. So there's scenarios like that. So yeah, obviously I think, I know Coach and all those guys, I'm sure they turn in that film to the league and get reports back from that. But you don't want to see that type of stuff.
I just don't understand why it doesn't change, because I know they send those plays in and it just seems like it still happens.
I agree.
Super chat here from Brandon, $10. He says, CHGO, LFG, Cole, my wife, and I will be in the end zone on Monday night in Minneapolis. So we got a specific request here, okay?
Okay.
He says, after you score and say F brags, please toss that football to the fat guy with the Bears noggin boss on.
Okay, sounds good. I'll try to remember that in a moment. That'll be good.
Yeah, right. And so a lot of these requests coming in now in a sea of purple. Now, he says Bear down 85. Got to figure out. Now, this could – we got to know what end zone you're in.
Yeah,
okay?
no,
and then
north or south, I don't know.
And then I don't know. We have to get really involved here. This might determine which direction you go off the coin toss. Because if you have a scripted touchdown in the first, everything's scripted.
Right.
Yeah, because otherwise, if you score on the wrong,
I think it's supposed to happen in the second quarter this week. So we got to figure out.
Okay. So take note, fantasy owners as well on that one. Okay.
This week is I'm thinking, you look back when you played him at Soldier, and now you're going up there. guys did not have a great day offensively, and just ends up getting hurt. I look at this as like a great opportunity. That was then, this is now.
Yeah.
I know you guys are still processing getting past Detroit, but ultimately they're going to move forward. That's how, I don't know if you guys are going to look at the Minnesota game that way, but it wasn't your best performance last time you played.
Yeah, I agree. That being said, they've been playing really good football too, and you've seen that on tape, and obviously what they've been able to do with Dobbs coming in has been pretty, just cool to watch as a football fan and as a player. Like, you always want to see guys, do well when they get their chance. So that's been cool to see, and I think their defense has been playing pretty well, and they've been doing a lot of things. So, obviously some of the same stuff that Forrest has always done. You're going to see a lot of guys press in the line of scrimmage. They're going to bring them all, or they're going to drop 8, and you're going to see that cover 2 show up. So, all things that we got to be ready for, and we got to do a better job than we did the previous time we played.
Yeah, without getting too much into the scheme of what you guys can do, like what do you think that the one thing about him, Brian Flores, is he's probably going to do that again,
right?
Like that's just their MO. So how do you guys handle it better?
Yeah, so I think we can do a better job just getting the ball out quicker on the perimeter and things like that. So we'll be more tuned into our checks this time, and run the ball when in advantageous situations and things like that. So, it's hard when they're pressed up. You don't know if they're bringing all or bringing none. So you gotta have checks for both and be able to have outlets for both things. And, I'm sure we'll rep that all this week.
Do you do extra focus right now as far as not paying attention to the narrative? Because it's right now, it is before, like after the Minnesota game, people were not talking well about the quarterback. Now there is so much positive talk about Justin, and then of course there's a lot of talk about the coaching staff and how did you lose this game. But I feel like Cole Kmet just stays like you wall yourself off completely right now. Is that accurate?
You have to, because it's such a week-to-week league. Love me now, hate me later. I think CJ Stroud actually had a good comment on that I saw, and pretty wise for a guy that's in his first year to say that. But it's so week to week, man, and it's everyone, you're up and down, and that just kind of is what it is, and that comes to the territory that we're involved in, and you just have to be able to manage it as a player.
Yeah,
Cole, when you go back to real quickly to the Detroit game, and it's at 4:15 left in the game, you guys are up.
Yeah.
And obviously the crowd's getting really involved, and Minnesota also has a pretty lively crowd as well. What's it like in those moments where you're trying to communicate as an offense, and then you're also battling not only the defense but like the factor of the crowd when it's like that?
Well, those are the moments you want as a player, and like that's what's so disappointing for us the other day is those are the moments you want to be in. I mean, what a great – were any of you guys – you were at the game, right?
Yeah,
what a great atmosphere, NFC North, and I can't remember – I don't know if the place has ever really been like that.
No,
it was jumping, it was alive, and there was times where we quieted them, but then they got back in the game, and then the place is erupting, it's going crazy, and like those are the moments you want as a player, and it just comes down to we got to execute better. We got to be able to execute in those moments and make the plays when needed. So look, it hurts. I mean, this one hurts a lot. Probably the hardest loss I've had to take since being here, just because you thought you played so well. I really believed that this was we were turning the corner here with some things, and that was a game that I think that really could have sparked us going forward. But now we got to wait another week to get that going. So. But yeah, in those moments, that's all you can ask for as a player. You want to be in those situations.
Yeah, honestly, just as a football fan, I thought that it is cool to see Detroit have that atmosphere now, because I can't tell you how many games I've covered there, like on Thanksgiving, where it's just like quiet.
Absolutely.
And even last year, because I covered the game at the end of the season last year, when they started to get on that run, and you could start to feel that building. So I can only imagine it was even louder.
Yeah, I mean, that was the loudest stadium at that moment I'd been in since college. So that was
even more than Minnesota.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was
wow.
Yeah, and especially at the end when they got that the strip sack safety there. I mean,
Hutchinson.
You can hear it was crazy. It was really, really loud. So, but again, those are the atmospheres you want to be in as a player.
Jake Flanagan, our GM, just took his hat off in the corner when you just mentioned that, and just is feeling it all over again. We're sorry, Jake.
Yeah,
sorry,
we got to relive all this.
Yeah. All right. Well, I do have to ask you about Aiden Hutchinson, because when I was watching the film, it seems like you guys and you had a couple too. You're trying to. What makes him so hard to chip? Because I know a lot of times you were like basically leaving him unblocked and then bringing somebody from the other side trying to chip him, and like he just seems like he's so elusive on those.
Yeah, he is tough. He's a pretty wide rusher for the most part, and I always want to try and chip through the outside of guys to help our tackles the most. It helps that set onto the tackle. So he's a wide rusher in that regard. So there's times where I feel like I'm taking too much time to get out and then getting out of my route. But that's part of it. You've seen his game really elevate, I think, in the past year or so, from when we first saw him to now. And he's become a really good football player in this league. So he's a big dude, man. I mean, that's a big guy playing defensive end and a guy that can move pretty well for his size.
Yeah, I remember last year, because especially last season, it seems like a lot of defenses had trouble with Justin's speed to the outside.
Yeah.
And when you guys played the Lions, all of a sudden, like, he was one of the first guys that was like matching. I don't want to say matching, but he was able to get the right angle and get out to the outside.
For
and
sure.
Really, and I was like, ooh, okay. That was probably worth the pick that they spent on him.
Yeah. Just that alone. Yeah, absolutely.
Cole, have you seen I think there's something on social media with Aiden, like how he rushes sometimes? He kind of looks like a Waluigi type of
We had so whenever we were doing our scout team and walkthrough, we had guys like kind of doing those mechanics. Yeah. But it oddly works on guys sometimes when you're watching on film, because he's able to get like twitchy all of a sudden, which is kind of weird. But yeah, a little unorthodox in how it looks, but hey man, it's working for him. So
no doubt. That's awesome. All right, so we'll take a quick break here and make sure you know all about DraftKings. We love our partners with DraftKings. There's so much to be thankful for this week, it being Thanksgiving, family, friends, food, and of course, NFL football all week long. With this new Black Friday game, I mean, I am so excited for this weekend. You get 3 games on Thursday, game on Friday, games on Sunday, games on Monday.
What a deal.
One game on Monday.
That's pretty crazy.
It is awesome.
It does work out well for you, though, because you don't have to play the next week. So
you
so
to enjoy it.
Get a little extra rest coming into it. Win the game, take some time off. Let's go.
Yeah, and just remember, DraftKings Sportsbook is keeping your Thanksgiving week full of action. New customers can bet just $5 on NFL action to score 150 instantly in bonus bets. No matter your appetite, there's something for you. Money lines, parlays, props, live bets, and so much more. You name it, they've got it. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code CHGO. New customers can bet $5 on the NFL Thanksgiving action to score 150 instantly in bonus bets, only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, with code CHGO. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. Please play responsibly. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, must be 21 or older in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
Can you guys repeat that out there in the audience, please? That'd be great.
Great job, Adam.
You think the Bears play calls are hard in the huddle.
Recite that back, please.
I mean, come on.
Hey, are you in the market for a new vehicle? Maybe perhaps in the crowd today. If you are, we got great news for you. We are on the same team, as you can see today, as Ray Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Fox Lake at Ray CDJR. You've always been able to shop one of Chicagoland's largest inventories and find unforgettable savings. I was walking through the lot today. I wanted to buy about 6 of them. Anyway, right now during the Black Friday sales event at Ray CDJR in Fox Lake, 0% financing is now available on select new models all month long. That's not all. Just for listening, you can get a free oil change. Free, always good when you mention CHGO at the service center, or mention CHGO when you book online at RayCDJR/service. Giving back to you with the free oil change, which is just awesome. And so if you are in the market for a new vehicle, then you have to check out the team at Ray Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, because they are the only team we recommend. Visit them today on Route 12 in Fox Lake. For more information, visit Ray CDJR in Fox Lake or raycdjr.com. Serving the community since 1963.
Also, they have a big Black Friday event coming up this Friday. They're making their prices here even more affordable than ever. Over 400 vehicles available, with 40 used vehicles priced under $10,000. That's here at Ray CDJR on Route 12 in Fox Lake. And also, we thank you, everyone that stopped by today. You can stop by at any time, drop off unwrapped toys for Toys for Tots as well, which we have up here on our set. So it's been a lot of fun here today, and you can stop by anytime, of course, with that oil change through the end of the month as well.
I'll be coming back.
CHGO.
So I said on the show yesterday, I'm like, nobody wants to hear this, but the fact of the matter is that the Lions are a very good football team. And some people that think they're going to be our Super Bowl contender, and the Bears were there, should have won the game, could have won the game. And I'm just wondering if you're taking any of that out of it, or it's just like, oh my God, that was the as you were just saying earlier, like none of that matters because we didn't do it at the end.
Yeah, it's tough. I think I'm kind of past the point of like moral victories like that. You know what I mean? Like those don't exist in the NFL. At the end of the day, it's very, and that's why this league's so great, because it's black and white. You either win or you lose. And at the end of the day, when you're looking back on the season or that game, like no one cares how you get it done. You just got to get it done. And we had an opportunity there to get it done and seal it, and we just didn't do it. And I think that's what's the most frustrating part. I know we got good football players, and we got guys that can execute at a high level, all those things, but we got to be able to finish these things out. And I think we're really capable of that. And, you talk with some of the guys, like it's, they're a really good football team. And, obviously they're at where they're at with their record, and we're at where we're at. But the gap between these teams and across the league, it's not big. This isn't, some podunk school playing Alabama. I mean? This is the NFL, and the gaps, the margins are so small, and you just got to be able to execute when those margins matter. And we just weren't able to do that the other day. And we've done it before, and we've done it at times, but we need to do it more consistently, and that's going to result in more wins for us.
You should have said Iowa trying to play Notre Dame. But
I didn't want to dog any other school. Yeah, I was gonna say Tulane, Alabama, but I didn't want sorry, Darnell Mooney. What I mean?
That was a good call. What? Okay, I like it.
All right,
yeah. Go ahead. I lost my thought. I had a good one. It'll come back.
I have a tough question alert.
Here we go.
For real, if we're being honest. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not telling you anything you don't know. This is the NFL. But this coaching staff, 6-22 since the start of last season, 0-9 against the division. At what point, as much as you talk about moving on, just focusing on the game, trying to keep all that big picture stuff out of the way and just, focus on the next game, I have to imagine it's human nature that has to start creeping into the locker room a little bit. Are you guys at any point thinking about oh man, we got to win some of these games for our head coach, or there might be changes again?
Yeah, I don't know if you necessarily think about it like that, but we just feel like, I know as players, we felt like we were upset with ourselves. I can talk offensively. I don't think we were, as players, very happy with how we responded to the adversity that happened towards the end of the game. I think we could have had a better perspective when, there's still 30 seconds and 2 timeouts left, and you could kind of feel our sideline get a little oh crap, you know what I mean? Instead of being like, all right, hey, let's get this going. We got 30 seconds, 2 timeouts. Cairo's been kicking the shit out of the ball. We can get down there, get this thing to overtime, and then come back. And that's what I think we were most disappointed as players. And look, we understand the optics of it and how this league works, and that's why I stress the wins and losses so much, because that's what it comes down to for everybody, not only the coaches but for players as well. And if you're on a winning team and you're winning football games, odds are those are the guys that, hey, maybe if you're not on the team next year, you're going somewhere else, because that's just how this league works, because guys are picking up winners. That's just how it is. And we understand how desperate and dire it is, and what's at stake. And that's what this league is. And that's why we can't sulk on this thing too much, because we got to move on to the next one. But that's why there's such an urgency to win, and that's what it's about.
So you kind of touched on what my follow-up question was going to be, because I think of what you were just talking about is that phrase I've used a few times, including Sunday, about learning how to win. And I feel like that's just a hump you guys have to get over, because I think when people say, what does that mean, at least to me, and I want your take on this, is what you just said. Okay, that's a horrible situation that just happened, and now you're not winning anymore. But yes, there's still 29 seconds on the clock, and I feel like a team that has been through that before, or has that confidence of being able to go through some of those situations where they pulled it out, is going to take the field with maybe a different attitude than maybe you guys did. Because even on TV, you could kind of see I think your sideline was shell shocked.
Absolutely. But if you flip it and you go to let's go to their sideline, Goff throws 3 picks. He's not a guy that turns the ball over a lot, so that was an abnormal game for him. Throws 3 picks, and they're not looking great anywhere. We're running the ball down their throats the whole game, but they stayed in it, and when it mattered most, they were able to execute and get back in the game. So the reverse can be said for us when obviously you dominate the whole game, and that's what's tough. And you feel like, oh, if we just let it go, but there's still time to get back and get a field goal and then get to overtime and maybe pull out a win there. So that's just the perspective that I wish as players that we did a better job with at the end there.
Cole, I think one of the worst places to go to after like a Bears loss is like Bears Twitter and see what they're saying all the time.
Yeah, Braggs.
Sorry, Braggs. But
he's the president, right?
Yeah, he is the president and the mayor.
Yeah,
everything.
And the VP.
Oh, there it's right.
Yeah, right.
I was looking past him too. I didn't know.
It's a dictatorship. He's self-appointed everything.
Look, do not mess with me and follow my narrative. That's right.
Where I was going with this, Cole, is that I think a lot of the people are thinking like because of where the team's at right now in terms of wins and losses, that you guys in the locker room don't believe what the coaching staff's trying to do, what they're trying to accomplish, what you guys are trying to accomplish as a whole. What do you say to that?
No, I wouldn't say that at all. We have a ton of belief in this coaching staff, and we Coach Flus talks about the partnership between coach and player, and I think that is really evident to us that's occurring, that's happening between us, and guys are bought into what we're doing here. It just comes down to us all putting it together at the end. So it's not a lack of disbelief in anything. It's just, and that's why this is also frustrating because we believe in what's going on and what's happening, and we know it can work. We just got to be able to finish these things out at the end.
So I don't even want to keep on going back to this, but this is where we are right now, I guess, today. You come in the locker room afterwards, he's got to address the team.
Yeah.
What's that? What is he saying? What's that like? What can you listen on that moment?
I mean, it's tough just because, like everyone left everything they had out there, and we felt like we played a really good football game, and we were the better team for most of the game. That's what's tough. And, at the end of the day, coach is, letting us let it hit us. We get kind of the extra day here, and there's always that 24-hour rule, but this one probably a little bit more of a 48-hour deal. But yeah, you look at the negatives and what we got to get better at, and then you look at the positives, and you take those and carry those on to the next week. And we got to be able to clean the slate here by tomorrow and get going to Minnesota for Monday night.
All right, let's have a little fun here because The Athletic had this player survey come out today, and I think there's just some fun questions that I want to hear your take on.
Yeah.
So best player in the game today, not surprisingly, Patrick Mahomes ran away with this one, but only 46.4% of the vote, which means there's a lot of other choices.
Kmet 7%. He's on there.
Yeah, I think Cole Kmet came 7%. In here right behind Tyreek Hill.
There we go.
Aaron Donald mentioned Tyreek Hill, Myles Garrett, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Nick Bosa, Jared Goff. So best player in the game today. How would you answer that?
Yeah, I might be a little biased towards my position group, but I said Travis Kelce. I think he's an all-time great, not only at the tight end position, but just as a football player in general. And you talk about like guys who just are receivers of the football. Like I'm not even talking about wide receivers, running backs, tight ends. Like he's a top 5 receiver of the football of all time, in my opinion. So yeah, I think he's the best football player in the game right now.
We asked, I believe we asked you this before, but biggest trash talker, CJ Gardner-Johnson. Got the biggest vote.
Oh yeah, that's probably right. Yeah, that's for sure right. Yeah. I can't say on it. He said something like when I've been on the field, and there's been instances where we had guys get ejected from games.
Yes,
where I've heard him say something, I go, wow, that was good. That was good.
So you could actually almost enjoy it in the moment. Like,
you're like,
I'm not enjoying it. I'm impressed.
You're impressed.
Yeah. Wow, he did his homework.
Enjoy wrong moment.
No, he's going deep. He's going deep with like some.
Oh, deep. And I'm like, wow. I would have thrown hands too if he said that's crazy. Yeah.
It's kind of like the young adult who was screaming at me in the South Loop the other day because my dog got too close to him. He just started firing away at me. I'm like, wow, that's pretty good there, buddy.
Yeah. It was almost like, wow, that was good. That was good.
Well, okay, real quickly, I was on the plane coming back from Detroit and sat next to 2 Bears fans. And this guy said that there was a fan. He didn't even know if he was a Bears or Lions fan. And he kept screaming out the Ohio State at your guys' sideline.
Yeah, that guy's been there every year. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
So this guy, I guess apparently DJ Moore gave him a football. And the guy who was sitting next to me was like, why would you reward bad behavior? DJ asked for the football back on a piece of tape, writes "shut up" and signs DJ Moore and gives it back to him. So I need to go and talk to DJ Moore in the locker room to see if that happened.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, this dude's been there every time we've been there. And He's a Lions fan for sure.
Okay, he is.
Yeah, based on what he's saying, he's definitely a Lions fan. I feel bad for the people around him, like because everyone else people are spending like however much money on tickets, and
there are those guys.
Even if you're a Lions fan, like aren't you annoyed? Like,
yes,
what are you doing?
I want to watch the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
That's what I felt bad. Like, say whatever you want, but like I felt bad for the people around him.
Apparently, put on a piece of tape, shut up, sign DJ Moore on the tape, and give it back to him.
That's pretty funny.
Great. Yeah, no, to your point, that does happen at games, and it's like, okay, you want to get a couple shots in here and there, we get it. But when it's the whole game, it's just like
it was nonstop the whole game. Yeah,
I've experienced it. I think we all have, for just sitting there. And I remember as a kid being there, like this was at a Bulls game. They were Dave Corzine, you stink. Corzine, you stink. The whole game, this dude, my dad finally stood up. Okay, we get it. He stinks.
Now sit down. Yeah, that's so annoying.
Did it work? Did the guy shut up?
I don't remember the after. That one stuck with me as a young one.
All right. Which current coach, aside from your own, would you want to play for? I like this question.
Yeah, I would say Kyle Shanahan. I think what they got going on in San Francisco is pretty cool. They got a lot of cool run schemes, and plays off the run game. So they do a lot of cool stuff over there for sure.
It seems like a fun offense to be a tight end.
George Kittle doing pretty well.
Yeah. You see, like he'll go off for one game, and then there'll be one game you watch, and he only gets one target, but then you watch him in the run game, you're like, oh yeah, that looks fun. Like he's having a good time in the run game.
Yeah, but to your credit, I would say you're very similar.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And some of these weeks we've talked to you where you've had fewer catches and just come in jacked about some of your run blocks.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I love
Yeah. No, I mean that's a big part of our games. I think George would say the same thing. And especially in that type of offense, it's similar to our offense that we're running, the West Coast style and all that. You got to be able to do that. And there's gonna be some weeks where you're asked to stay in line and be big help on the chips and in the run game and help sell in the run, and that's part of it. But then there's also other weeks where you're gonna get your 2 touchdowns and 8 catches, and it's a lot of fun. So
the number one answer, and again, this is the Athletics player survey they did. Number one answer was Mike Tomlin.
Oh, okay.
And I love that number 2, my guy Mike McDaniel came in.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, yeah. I've heard good thing. Guys that I know over in Miami, they love him. Yeah,
just seems like a cool guy to play for.
Yeah.
You want to do 6 degrees of Kmet with Mike Tomlin? Mike Tomlin today. You have no idea where I'm going on this. Mike Tomlin, they fired his offensive coordinator, Matt Canada, who they were very close friends. It was a tough decision for him, I assume. Matt Canada was the OC at Pitt when Nathan Peterman was dominating. Peterman's one of your closest friends on the team. Maybe wouldn't be here without Canada. There you go, 6 degrees. You like that?
Nice connection.
You like that, Hoge?
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Okay, fine. Keep on.
I covered Matt Canada when he was at Wisconsin.
I thought that was an interesting. Just putting that all together.
Okay.
Good job.
I
feel like you.
Thank you, Jake. I appreciate
it. Were you just trying to connect Mike Tomlin to Cole?
I was trying to.
You could have been like Mitch Trubisky plays for Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You went really far.
It would have been 2 degrees.
That's boring. I went into the personal side of one of his closer guys on the team and his history, how he took off. And we're all learning something. I learned this today. I'm proud of myself.
All right, good job.
Thank you.
Good job. All right, most underrated player.
Max Crosby. I don't think he gets enough attention.
I agree.
He's unbelievable. I think with what he does in the run game is fantastic. Obviously, in the pass game, everyone sees, and he plays like every snap, and he plays at 100% full speed every single snap. So it's pretty impressive.
That was a question that came up in Matt Eberflus's press conference yesterday. I thought it was a really good question. And granted, teams do things differently, but I think it was actually in the context of Aiden Hutchinson, who also plays like almost every snap for the Lions. And they're just like, why doesn't Montez Sweat play more than he does? And obviously that's just a style thing. Defensively, the Bears like to rotate, do more of like a line change thing.
Well, it's really not easy to do either.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean? Like it's very hard to do, and it's very hard to do.
You have to be in insane shape.
Yeah.
Basically, especially when you're in a game where you're rushing the passer constantly.
Yeah.
Like I think Flus called it, throwing your fastball every single snap. That's just like that's 110%.
That's hard. That's very hard. Very hard to do. Yeah, absolutely.
Cole, I think it was on the St. Brown's Brothers podcast. You guys were kind of talking about different positions and the defensive end position. Would that be something if you weren't a tight end, you would you get paid there if you get to 9 sacks a season or something?
If you're athletic enough and have enough explosion and size, that's the position you should be playing. My my dad tried to switch because out of high school, actually, I was like half the schools were recruiting me to play defensive end, and then the other half were playing for tight end. And I just thought it was cool to catch the football. I mean, I should have really thought this all through. It
really hasn't worked out for you.
Then I get to college, and then my dad's like, "Hey, I think you should switch to tackle." And I was like, "No, I don't want to play tackle." And I had one other coach like, "Yeah, you should play. You'd be a first round pick if you were tackle." And I'm like, "No, I want to catch the football but all that stuff." But anyway, that position is great. I mean, think about it. At times, you could play 30 snaps a game, and you get your
sack.
You get your sacks here and there. You're gonna get
with double digits at the end of the season.
Yeah, you're gonna get paid. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad deal.
That was a little window though into a young Cole having confidence in himself and being able to like have his dad's advice come to you, but you're saying no, pops. I appreciate it, but I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Maybe I should. I don't know. I do like being in good shape. I will say that. If I was a tackle, I'd have to be like 315 pounds. So that would be. That'd be something else too. So
that's a lot of work right there.
Yeah, that is a lot of work.
By the way, we have to give away a DraftKings Player of the Week this week.
Okay.
I feel like we should give Cole a vote. It could be a Bears player.
Just cause.
Well, come on. I would give you the player. I've said this to you multiple times now, but on the first drive of the game, Foreman walks in.
You like the flex.
Your celebration there, it's the epitome of the guy that you want on your team. So
I appreciate that.
You were doing your role on that play. You weren't touching the ball. You didn't like have the killer block of the thing, but you were just so psyched that you guys were in there. And that is what we're talking about, or what I think what we're leaning into a little bit here, winning culture. Even what you're talking about at the end of the game, like you want this guy on your sideline right there. All right, all that happened. Let's go forward right now. That's the only thing we can do. So when the Bears get there, baby, we all hope that you're going to be there. So I think we can award it the POTW DraftKings right there. Hope sold
to Cole.
To Cole
for the celebration. For the celebration of the running play.
Yes.
Look at all that. Okay. That was awesome.
Yes.
I love it.
All right, I'm all due respect, Cole. I'm going to go with Justin Fields. I thought he played unbelievable.
I hit your back. Know that.
The dissertation before was nice.
I thought I sold it.
No, that was. You sold me. I wasn't even convinced. You sold me.
I mean, this guy just goes back to Fields.
Did he not have a good game?
Quarterback always gets the love.
Give an easy answer.
Right.
I know.
Give the tight end who was the ultimate team guy.
Okay. I thought Nate Davis played well too.
TJ Edwards.
TJ Edwards played well too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What's your vote?
Geez, we didn't win, so I don't.
Okay, that's not fair enough. Fair enough. All right,
DraftKings, we love you.
Yes, we do. All right. Also want to tell you about Midtown Athletic Club. I was at the Bannockburn location yesterday in the North Shore. Great spot, and of course they're renovating the Palatine location. I know Carm was over at the main location, the Athletic Club and Hotel in Chicago, Middle Bucktown and Lincoln Park.
We got workout.
Willowbrook. Yeah, did you quit in a workout?
Mid-workout, right?
I'm disappointed in you.
No, that was a separate story. My experience at Midtown has been, I would never quit at Midtown. Other places, in the past when I wasn't my full self, I gave up.
So now you're in Midtown. You're in the zone.
I feel the environment, the competition, everything. Midtown brings out the best in me. Keep going.
Well, there's something at the clubs for everyone, whether you're single, whether you have families, just looking to make lifestyle changes. They have super luxe locker rooms, wet and dry saunas, premium amenities, amazing outdoor and indoor pools and hot tubs. I was at the Bannockburn location. They have the pool outside still open.
It's awesome.
It's heated. You can still go out there. It's perfectly comfortable. I was very, very impressed with that.
Only closed 3 months of the year.
That's right. It's only closed during January, the outdoor pool.
Yeah.
January, February, and March. The rest of the year, it's open. And they have over 100 classes per week included in your membership in awesome fitness studios, yoga, boxing. I saw the boxing ring you were talking about. It's pretty. Do you ever box for training?
I did it one time with my girlfriend downtown. I forget what it was called. It's like one of those hour sessions. It was fun.
Showing up a random workout place.
Everyone was like looking at me like, why is he? What is he? Who is this?
Because I am. Because this is what I did.
This is what I do.
Training. Of course, Midtown also has the best tennis courts and programming in the sport. Head over to midtown.com/CHGO to find more and to tour the Midtown Athletic Club nearest you.
You shouldn't have to worry about buying tickets for your next big event that you're going to, maybe going up to Minnesota on Monday, or hey, when the Bulls get back in town. I was at the United Center last night. that wasn't great. But hey, if you wanted to get tickets, it would have been easy if you had used the Game Time app. Download it today. And yes, you get value because you are friends with us at CHGO. Download the Game Time app, create your account, use that code CHGO. You get $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, create that account with CHGO, $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed. We talk about it every single day. There is no better place to get tickets on the secondary market. Lowest price guarantee. You find a better price somewhere else, they will give you that price plus 10% coming back to you. Download the Game Time ticket app.
By the way, shout out to the CHGO fam that all came out here today at Ray CDJR.
Yeah.
Appreciate you seeing
Great
you
to see you guys.
coming out. Got some youth football players up here. I'm sorry, what was your name again? Augie. Augie's going to IC to play with Matt Bowen coaching there.
That's awesome.
Great football program there at IC. And so it's good to always love seeing some football players out here as well. I do want to hit on as well. We'll get to some super chats. Just reminding you about the Jeeps on the Run event that Ray is doing, the 11th annual event. Over 500 Jeeps will leave this location here at 10 a.m. on December 3rd. You can participate. They're going to fill over 2 semi-trucks full of toys for Toys for Tots. You can bring in anytime unwrapped toys and contribute, obviously. But they also are raffling off a Jeep Wrangler, 100% donated by the great people here at Ray CDJR and Chevy. Funds collected go to purchase even more toys. There's 3,000 Jeep tickets that are available. You do not have to be present to win. Those raffle tickets can be purchased at jeepsontherun.com. And of course, if you participate in the event, you can join on December 3rd. You can join the after party at the Lincolnshire Marriott, which is a great location. 1985 band is playing there. Marines, Santa's going to be there. Shout out to Santa. Food, drinks, fun for the entire family. And Ray has helped Jeeps on the Run become the largest single donating group to Toys for Tots in Northern Illinois. Don't miss the fun. Join the conversation.
Yeah.
Jeeps on the Run. By the way, the best place for information if you're on Facebook is probably the Jeeps on the Run Facebook group. They got all the details there as well. Let's get to some super chats here.
I got a couple turkey questions for Cole, too. But rock and roll.
Nice.
Okay.
I like that.
We got to get in there.
Yeah,
you want to go Duke here? Where do you want to go? Okay, the Duke jumping in. Our guy with $50 super chat.
Woo. Thank you, Duke.
Oh, we're going deep. He says he's asking this in code so that Cole cannot get fined. So let's be careful with this.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I'll have Braggs pay the fine.
Yeah, all right. I'd love to start a GoFundMe probably. Theoretically speaking, there's an extremely athletic quarterback who continuously gets late hits when giving himself up. The refs don't throw their theoretical flags.
Yeah.
What would his theoretical tight end feel about it? We did kind of hit on this earlier in the show.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I understand why it's, tough for refs to kind of discern, is he a runner or is he, getting out about, because there's like that fine line between it. But I do think there's some cases that are pretty egregious that we need to protect him for.
I completely agree. I went off on this on Sunday on the post-game show. I don't understand why
Protect QB.
For instance, if Jared Goff, and he did slide one time, if one of your defenders came in and it's not even like, sometimes they're not even like really hitting him that hard, but they're landing on him and it's extra below. And the whole point of sliding is that you're off limits.
Yeah, right.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
And that's why
you give yourself up. Yeah.
And that's why they changed the rule on this a few years ago where they mark the ball backwards to the point where you started sliding.
Right,
so you're actually conceding a couple yards when you slide. So with that in mind, no defender should be able to touch you, in my opinion. Yeah. And that's like the whole point. And for some reason, Justin consistently doesn't get the call. So you can find me, Roger Goodell.
Let's go.
Cole.
Hoge Mansion, he can afford it. Bring it on.
I cannot afford those fines. Some of those are ridiculous. All right. What else we got here? Let's just go in order from top to bottom from what I can see. Is it the same order? All right, sure. All right. Keep Justin $5. Why are people okay with drafting another quarterback and likely delaying our ability to likely win for another 2 to 3 years? I want to win now, not in 2 years. taking the quarterback decision. I mean, you can address that if you want, but I would imagine you agree with that because as somebody who's been here for a while, you would like to win more games sooner.
Yeah, I would like to win now. So I would like to win now. Yeah,
but that's a real thing. You start over with a rookie, and it can be
it's a process.
It's so hard to come in, regardless of position, especially at quarterback, to come in and like you see what like CJ Stroud's doing now. Like that is very, 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 very hard to do. Very hard to do. And to play at a high level as a rookie consistently week in and week out it's very hard. It's very hard to do.
Lot of tough decisions coming for Sir Ryan Poles that you can just focus on playing.
Yeah, that's all I do, man.
That's
all I do.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Anthony 499. Cole, my guy, I want to say thanks for being great in fantasy this season. Everyone in the chat,
that's why he plays.
Hit that like button.
That's literally the only reason I play.
Right.
Hey,
who is this for?
It's for Anthony.
This is for
Anthony
Anthony.
Fantasy team.
Yep.
That's it.
I'm going to bring up something controversial, and I'm not going to even shy away from the fact that I told her not to do this, but my wife's here in attendance, and she played Cole Kmet over Travis Kelce this week.
All right.
In fantasy football.
That's
a
love.
tough move.
And I said,
wait, what did
I'm not going to lie, Cole. I said, you don't bench Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
flex, yeah.
You know what? Respect. Respect. Yeah, what did he do last night? He had one touchdown.
You
get your points off the touchdown,
he
right?
did. But he also had some drops at the end. I imagine he probably ended up with a few more points than you, but I don't think it was one of those crazy Travis Kelce games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that? He said
Bragg just said he's better than you. Yeah, that's what he just did.
He said he did better. Than
he
me.
did.
He did.
Oh, he did better.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't see Cole drop any passes this week. Or
it looked slick out there. I will say that.
I think tight ends should get fantasy points for blocking.
I like that.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get the offensive line in there too.
Cole, you should get a block for when you engage and then you throw. You did that again against Detroit.
Anybody on the ground, you get a point.
You did that again.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like this.
Mm-hmm. You know who had a great block like that in the game was Deontay Foreman. He spun the guy around a pancake though.
Yep.
That was pretty sweet because to be honest, he early in the season I think he was struggling a little bit in pass protection. So that was really awesome to see on film.
That was cool. Yeah.
Slightly left turn, but you brought it up earlier. What about Kelce's game do you wows you the most?
It's so unorthodox, and he would say the same thing too. There's nothing you can do to mimic it. So really, because of the quarterback he's got and the scheme he's got, and then just how he plays, they're doing things that you can't mimic. You can't be like, oh yeah, let's use this play because he's literally doing.
He's just feeling the game.
Yeah,
the touchdown against you guys.
Yeah, it's so crazy because not only is he doing that, but you have to have a quarterback that's okay with that.
Yeah,
because they're most guys are not okay with that, and you see Mahomes, you watch it on film, it's crazy because he's just sitting on his back foot waiting for him to make a decision. And then throwing it's crazy. It's crazy stuff. It
kind of reminds me of the old flag football games you play in, right? Where good week for that. Turkey Bowl games going on Friday, but you maybe tell two of the guys the route to run, and then the rest of them you're just get open.
Yeah,
he's the guy who just gets open.
It's crazy. And he'll literally be walking off the ball, and you're like, what is he? And then boom, ball's on him, and then he gets 15 yards. It's crazy stuff. It's crazy.
Speaking of the Kelce family, though, his brother had an insane block on. Were you watching the game last night?
Yeah,
he pulled out to the outside,
that
and
was nice.
Just how fast he got out to begin with.
He's so athletic as a center. It's crazy.
Anyone saying that Jason Kelce's done, obviously not.
Film says otherwise.
I mean, he's a Hall of Fame center.
Oh, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Right? I mean,
I agree.
I think without a doubt.
And sexiest man alive, right? Didn't he just?
Oh yeah. And I mean, you watch their tush push thing. He's the why it goes like that. You know what I mean? It is the leverage he's able to get as he's snapping the ball is really impressive.
It's
really impressive.
It's hard to see too because the piles on top, and I'm just always amazed. Everyone's trying to do that. You guys have had some success with it, but even on the plays where you've had success with it, it's not like the pile's moving 4 yards.
It's a surge. You see it it hits, and then it's a surge. And it's pretty crazy.
It's Hurts is surfing over sometimes.
Yeah.
it's crazy how they do it.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
And it is him. He could have gotten a vote for most underrated player.
Yeah,
too.
I
would have been fine with that one. Okay, Zach Ferguson here, 199. Hoge, why does Dion Miller hate JF1?
Oh, come on, Zach. Come on, Zach.
I had a feeling. First of all, Dion Miller is like the nicest human being in the world.
She literally hates
She's
no
She
so
one.
always
nice.
brings pastries at the Hal's Hall
Yes,
too.
she-
They're delicious.
Oh my
feeds
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
What a sweetheart.
She was on with us on Hogan Johns this morning, and we had a deep discussion on the future of Justin Fields, and she brought up some fair points just about consistency and all that. This is how the quarterback conversation is right now.
I won't get.
I know. It's like you say
See,
one.
it'll change week to week though.
You
Like
say-
that's what I'm saying.
But it's us too. Like you say one like fair criticism of like one play, and all of a sudden, you hate
Twitter.
Justin Fields. Now the only
that's
thing
his fault.
Yeah,
That's his
him.
fault.
Now the only thing that is accurate is this guy is a full Tyson Bagent guy. He's just
load. I did stand.
We're all
with
full. We all love
Field.
Tyson.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Thank you.
Tyson's
Why
great.
can't we all be on the same team?
Yeah.
I said at the time I was Ty curious. I'd like to see more at some point.
Ty curious.
I was. I still am. I thought he did great. I don't
Ty curious.
y'all are trying to like just
That's pretty funny.
they're trying to yeah, I thought it was good, right? Trying to bury the guy. I'm like, hey man, I mean, the dude did fine. Let's not
Ty curious.
he did good. He did.
It should be on a T-shirt. Ty
Yeah.
curious.
He was 13 for 14 in the preseason. He was doing that. He had the run up the middle. I'm like, who is this guy? Undrafted
Like, his
D2.
dad's a world champion arm wrestler.
Right,
Holy
right.
cow.
I was
Right.
talking to him about like CrossFit, and like he's making me want to get into CrossFit now. Just talking to him, like I don't know, he's got that about him.
He was
so
he also supported well on the sidelines. He was giving some good daps to DJ. I thought Bajent did a great job. By the way, it's Bajent, not Bagent. I'm hearing that all over the place.
Yeah.
Give him a little.
Come on, Bears fans.
It's Bagent.
All right, keep going.
Okay, Phil here, 10 pounds sterling. Cole and the Bears legends at CHGO. Of course, talking about Braggs. Of all the games left, who would be the sweetest victory to pick up?
I'll answer that, but go ahead.
Well, we got the Packers left, so like that's
Yeah.
always the game you want, especially at Lambeau. So I would say Green Bay.
Okay, fair answer.
Just
Obvious
'cause of
answer.
yeah.
I think an underrated second choice, though. Maybe it's not even. It's kind of obvious too. I imagine in a couple weeks you're going to want revenge on the Lions
for sure.
after what just
Yeah.
happened,
Yeah,
especially in your own
absolutely, no
building.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and
yeah.
you guys at that point have been over a month, if not more, since you guys have had a home game.
Yeah, it's been. I didn't
Yeah.
realize how long
Wow,
of a break it
yeah.
was from being at home because we get the bye week after this
Mini
week.
bye, road bye. It's a long time.
It is a long
Mhm.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do
And
you-
no more indoor games after this week. I was just told that.
Do you have bye week plans?
Yeah, I'm gonna go down to Florida for a little bit.
There you go.
Nice.
That's
There it
Yeah.
is.
Getting some nice weather.
That's interesting though. No more.
And right? Am I right on saying
And,
that?
You are.
yeah.
You are right on that, and I do think you have a couple built-in schedule advantages by getting some of those South teams coming
Up north,
in
right? Yeah,
December.
Arizona's
Yeah.
coming up.
And with
here.
the way your kicker, let's go special teams here, and the way your kicker's kicking the ball right
He's
now.
been great, man. He
Yeah.
doesn't get enough love.
No.
He's been great. He's been great.
By the
He's
way, what a
awesome.
story! Because his career was like on the verge of being over.
Yeah.
And he had a terrible groin injury that he struggled to get back from. He gets this opportunity with the Bears, and then has completely run with it.
He's great. He's
Yeah.
great. You should hear the things he says when he makes a field goal. It
Oh,
gets you
really?
juiced up.
Really?
Oh my god. No one's more hyped on the team after making a play. It's cool.
I saw you give him a good high five
Yeah.
on one of them. It was
He'll give you a headbutt. It'll give you a nice little
Yeah.
ring. It's nice.
He's
Cairo.
legit 5'6", 5'7", somewhere in there.
How does
Yeah.
he even give you a headbutt? He can't.
Oh,
he can't.
I know, but I can go down and like give him bang.
It's that. See, I know some players that have like no respect for kickers. So like,
No,
you guys get hyped up when he.
absolutely
Yeah.
just because how he is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like some specialists are like guys I've previously had, whether it's been in college or whatever. Like they involve themselves almost too much. But like Carlo's got a good balance. You know, he knows his role, and it's. I mean, we love him when he's making field goals.
He's got a strong shoe game too. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he does.
Rocks his
Yeah.
Jordans. Yeah.
Good golf game too.
Dude's missed one all year. Strong.
All kickers are good at golf. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that's.
I mean,
yeah.
there's actually a lot of similarities about hitting a golf ball and kicking the football
yeah.
with the way just the mechanics that go into
Yeah.
everything and the way they talk about it. All right, we got to fly through some of these super chats. Eric, $2. Who is Kmet's favorite player on the Bears today? That's a tough question to answer.
Favorite player on the Bears, like on our
Teammate?
team?
Yeah,
Well, I got to go with my quarterback because he throws me the ball. So
that's a good
There
answer.
you go. There
Great
we go.
answer.
Great.
Come on. Understandable answer. Chris Pagero, $4.99. Cole, will you be in on the off-season pods as well, putting you on the spot there.
Cole's never.
We'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do.
Cole's never leaving us. We're not letting him leave. That's the plan.
Something named Brags in the Stands. $2 super chat here. Again, this used to be a network, but has been downgraded back to just Brags in the Stands. Cole, admit that Thanksgiving food sucks.
No.
Get him.
What?
Get
Who is
him.
this?
Yeah.
Get him.
Is that you?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
right
they're
there.
pointing at you.
Yes, right
that's him.
there.
That's your account?
He has this annoying hot take that Thanksgiving food is bad.
What does Turkey Day look like in the Kmet family? What do you got?
I mean, you name it, like green bean casserole, stuffing, cranberry, turkey,
Terrible.
mashed potatoes. What do you eat? Like mac and cheese?
Meatballs.
You said at the kids' table,
He does.
mac and cheese and chicken tenders.
You nailed it.
Yeah,
You nailed it.
That's it.
And
You
a
said at the
Pepsi.
kids' table. Yeah, yeah.
In the microwave.
That's insane.
That's,
I know.
who doesn't like Thanksgiving?
That's the thing. That's insanity,
It's
man.
bad.
That's
But
insanity.
at least I give you credit, Braggs, leaning into it. Keep
Mac and
going.
cheese.
Don't keep going. It's the worst take of all time. All right, Kevin, 1999. The Vikings love the blitz. Cole will find open windows. He's got 4 catches, 65 yards, 1 touchdown. Touchdown comes in the fourth quarter. Big moment with the big play. Bears start the winning streak.
All right,
Love that.
Kevin. There we
You
go.
got the
Kevin
script.
saw the script for this
got the
week.
script,
Let's
yeah.
go. Nice.
I'll give away this teaser. I'm leaning Bears right now. I know it's only Tuesday.
Nice.
I'm leaning Bears.
I'm also leaning Bears.
I'm glad. Manny, 499. Kmet is the best tight end the Bears have had since Greg Olson. That's high praise. Kmet smile if we. Kmet smile if we need a new front office.
Oh,
coach.
geez, come on.
Yep. Guy Finley, $10. Let me diplomatically put this. I thought Roshan looked great in the game and averaged 5 yards a carry. I don't get why he's not seeing a bigger share of the carries. Still getting back up to speed.
That was the first time he looked like himself since he had to go out with a
Yeah,
concussion.
he had some nice physical runs. That was good to see. So yeah, obviously trying to get everyone involved, but yeah, he looked good the other day.
You guys had a couple runs in that game where, and I know this probably happens every game, but one more block, literally.
I know.
And I think you had some long touchdown runs.
I know. Yeah.
One of them
tough
was
to watch.
Roshan's.
Yeah,
One
we
of
have a lot of those every game that you look at. You're like, oh, so that's just the run game in the NFL.
Well,
That's
right.
it, you know
Like
what I mean?
you probably, every week
Yeah.
that probably happens. And you guys have certainly put up a ton of yards.
Yeah.
John here, 999. Cole, been watching you since your time at Notre Dame. Love the way you play. Got you in all my fantasy leagues. You're balling. Thank you. Keep it up. Excited that you'll be a Bear for a while. Go Irish.
All right.
Go Irish.
Chris Piguero now asking 199. When's the happy hour again?
Tonight.
7 o'clock. Cole, we do these CHGO diehard happy hours. Only our diehards get access to. We just jump
Nice.
on a Zoom call, grab a couple beverages, talk about
Oh, that's
anything.
sweet.
Yeah,
What's
so
the
it's a-
go-to bet, or can you not say?
Well, we
Goose
drink a lot
Island.
of Goose Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
obviously.
and whiskey.
And then there's plenty of bourbon if you don't go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Very
I'll
cool.
I'll probably have a bourbon going on at 7 o'clock tonight. Manny, 199 points for pancakes. There you go. I think he's referring to the
The fantasy points. I like that.
We were
I do like
talking
that.
about.
Yeah.
I like pancakes.
Nick just likes pancakes. What if pancakes were on the Thanksgiving menu?
He'd eat them.
Oh, he's doing his
I
thing
mean, I
where he's
would.
on his phone and he doesn't pay
We
attention.
went to breakfast at the combine. He had pancakes and chocolate milk. I mean, we nailed it here.
Wait,
we
What
did
the
that.
heck?
We went.
you were
chocolate milk.
weren't you the one in Indy that ordered the milk?
No.
Oh no, you fresh squeezed orange juice.
Yes, like a normal human being who's excited about a nice fresh juice.
Wow.
It's an adult move.
That's
Give me a
very
fresh-
adulty of you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
We were at like a diner, not
They
at
lied.
like
They
Or
we're,
did
lied.
you
we're
ask
not at
for
like a
freshly squeezed orange
I
juice?
said, "Do you have fresh squeezed orange juice? Because I don't want just a pile of sugar. I want the real thing.
Did
If
they
you
give you
don't
Minute
have it,
Maid?
I'll drink this coffee and I'll be happy. But if you do have it, I will. I'll make the $8 investment for that fresh squeezed.
It was
It was Minute Maid, though. It was just Minute Maid.
They said yes, we do, and then I'm pretty sure they give them
And then
Tropicana Pure
Yeah.
Premium.
You're like, this is the best I've ever had.
It's
This is
fresh.
the best.
No. You're not getting that by me. It's fresh out of the box. You will give me my $8 back, and you're gonna get a bad Yelp review from me for not knowing
Bad
that,
Yelp review.
that you don't have fresh squeezed.
I
Bad
love
job, Walker Brothers. Tremendous orange juice. They should be sponsoring us.
There you go. Braden Collins, $4.99. Why didn't we use Cole for the tush push this game?
Yeah, it wasn't the game plan. I don't know.
Fair question.
Yeah, that's a fair question. Yeah, I don't know.
Do I really have to read this one from Eric? I'm going to skip that one. Shout out to Eric, though. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Eric.
Super chat. And then we got X 24-hour gaming. Can't believe the Colts just released Shaq Leonard.
What?
That happened?
Yep.
Oh. He said,
Damn.
should we pick him off of waivers with the Flus ties?
We'll get polls on the show after this show, and we'll figure out if he wants to do that.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Was he playing? I'm not even.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he was. Right.
Okay.
Wow, that's actually some big news. All right. Well, guys, anything else for Cole?
Last question. When you were a kid, did you play? Did you have a Thanksgiving game? 10 years old, 12 years old?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did like a flag football game that turned into tackle football.
It always does.
Yeah,
it always does.
Yeah, it was fun.
Any notable injuries to anybody? To anyone?
Not that I can think of. No, I think we stayed pretty healthy. We were pretty good.
I made the greatest catch of my life on Thanksgiving, no lie, and I separated my right shoulder. Diving in
but
the end.
you hauled in the catch.
I did catch it.
That's all that matters.
And then I went home, and it was like a great.
It hurt, but you remembered the catch, so that's all good.
I guess, but I'm not you. And
worth the pain.
It wasn't. I was so upset. Like, I'm sitting here with an ice pack on my shoulder. I can't move because I played Thanksgiving at 43 with a bunch of yahoos.
I love it. I love that.
But it was a great catch. I'm not
That's
gonna
good.
lie.
That's good.
We used to play. We were insane. We would on Fridays after school in high school. We would go on the north side, play at this park, and we'd have a tackle game with no pads, and we do it every Friday, and it was the dumbest thing.
Our favorite was when it would like snow enough where we'd all like get all geared up with
Yeah.
the snow, like so it's like padding, and then you go out and play in the snow. Like that was a lot of fun.
See, we would play when it was frozen, but on the hard ground without snow. And it's like, why are we doing this?
That's funny.
Speaking of injuries, I like split my eyebrow open. I still have a scar from it, but
playing football?
Playing football, yeah, I know. Like two guys tried to tackle my friend Adam Sivia. Dude's a freaking monster. Bashed our heads, and
Sivia could play.
Good.
Okay.
Right? You all know Sivia.
Mhm.
My Sivia was Chris Carter. Made me cry. Took my head off. I'll never forget it.
Chris Carter?
That was
The Chris Carter?
Not the, no. I have a funny Chris Carter story, but we'll save that and we'll talk about it another time.
Shout out again to Ray CDJR for having us out here today. This has been an awesome event. And again, stop by. So many reasons to stop by. Obviously, this Friday, Black Friday event going on, one day only. They're making the prices even more affordable than ever. Over 400 vehicles available with 40 used vehicles priced under $10,000. Of course, through the end of the month, you can come in and get a free oil change. If you just mentioned CHGO at the service counter, and if you book online, you can put that in there as well, CHGO. Free oil change, and of course, this awesome Jeeps on the Run event coming up December 3rd. You can join the parade. If you have a Jeep, you can just donate toys if you want. Stop by the dealership, drop off toys, unwrap gifts for Toys for Tots. And even if you don't have a Jeep, you can join the after party at the Lincolnshire Marriott as well with music. And again, shout out to Ray, because they have helped Jeeps on the Run become the largest single donating group to Toys for Tots in Northern Illinois, which is an outstanding distinguishment. And we want everyone to have a great holiday. And we want you as well with Thanksgiving this week. Cole, thanks again for coming out.
Shout out one more time for Cole.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll be back tomorrow. It's Wednesday, which means we have Brian Baldinger on the show to kick us off at noon on Wednesday. Should be a lot of fun. We'll take you into the Thanksgiving week. And we'll see you tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.